Hello, my name is Ipek Kushim. I will be explaining the article I write about suitability of ecological principles on Mars. Firstly, I want to talk about why this topic is important for us. This is important because human life on Earth is getting more and more in danger day by day. So we need some other alternatives rather than Earth, and we need to be able to make there alive for humans. First, we need to questioning if it's possible or not to make a habitat for humans in Mars, because it is becoming obligation or it's too late if we don't do anything about it now. Considering Mars is an opportunity that gives us a new chance for having better conditions. There are some very effective titles that we can turn in our favor. Mars is an idea that needs to be considered in many ways in several perspectives. Because Mars has some other features than Earth, and those special features can become a problem for us if we don't make any solutions for them. We need to think Mars as a different kind of place and different kind of features that it has. The main purpose of concentrating on this subject is to be able to examine the causes of the situations and resources we have lost and the research solutions in more than one way to compensate. The suitability of the ecocity principles on Mars is an interpretable subject. The subject is mainly focuses on the possibility and ability of creating an ecocity on Mars. In addition, answers to questions are also sought in the subject. What are the advantages and disadvantages? How can we consider them in a right way? What are the problems and solutions we can propose or has been asked to find answers to the questions Mars and its conditions need to be understood thoroughly. After that, it is possible to question whether the principles of ecocities are suitable to apply on Mars or not. The work on this topic will result in the analysis of project design on Mars, the assimilation of the features of Mars, and the questioning or correlation of its compliance with ecocity principles. Firstly, we need to understand Mars and its characteristic features and its conditions. We have some titles about it to understand what are the features of Mars. First one is geology. Like Earth and Venus, Mars has mountains, valleys, and volcanoes, but the red planet is by far the largest and most characteristic. Olympus Mons, the largest volcano in the solar system, rises about 16 miles above the Martian surface, and this is 3 times taller than Everest. Mars also lacks an active plate tectonic system, the geologic engine, and is also missing a planetary magnetic field. The absence of this protective barrier makes it easier for the sun's high-energy particles to strip away the Mars's atmosphere, which may cause why Mars's atmosphere is now so thin. The second title is Wind and Water on Mars. The primary driver of modern Martian geology is its atmosphere, which is mostly made of carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and argon. By Earth standards, the air is extremely thin. Air pressure atop Mount Everest feels on sand dunes. One of the biggest problems is that Mars has much lower gravity than Earth, and the fact human body has evolved to be compatible with gravity and cannot survive without it. This is the main problem. Before we need to design something, we need to be able to find some solutions to these problems. With the idea, okay. After that, after collecting some information about Mars, I had some case studies and some project examples that designed for Mars, and I will try to explain them one by one according to their concepts, according to their main purpose or the main problem they have been focused on, and the proposal solution they have designed for the specific problem. And also, I will try to consider it has a relation with ecocity or not, and if there is a relation with them, what kind of relation they have in material or in something else. I will try to focus on that. Firstly, greenhouse shields is designed to make the surface of Mars, which has low temperatures and high ultraviolet radiation levels, suitable for agriculture. The system is designed as a simple way to heat the soil, melt the ice with an aim of making it suitable environment for the plants. These shields would be made from silicia aerogel, a transparent material with a low thermal conductivity, would replace greenhouse effect. The second one is the Mars colonization by the reason why it's proposed to create large caves on the basaltic rock surface of the planet is to house a basalt processing plant as well as an artificial underground glacier that will provide the inhabitants with oxygen and water. This goal will be achieved using robot technology. The purpose of this project is in research of the possibility to build permanent settlements on Mars by using robotics and local materials in this way to reduce the price and also risks. The other project is called Martia. The project used basalt from the Martian surface with robotic technology. And also it's based with vegetable-based bioplastic. This in turn created a highly durable material. So this one also has a material concern in the project. The other project is 3D printed habitat by Hassel Studio. The project has been designed with the idea of external shell made from local Martian regolith. The aim of this project is to bring a more human element to space design, typically all about maximum efficiency and performance. Designers also have decided on 10 functions for making the complex live. They functioned it with workshops, storage, living quarters, private quarters, laboratory, greenhouse, and other detailed designs and functions. The main purpose was making this area not just a settlement, not just for survival, it also wanted to make it more lively. Design for this project includes all the labels of sustainability, design, innovation, science, design technology, future of design, and also speculative way of design. We can see in here, there are some parts that have been separated in different functions in the project. This is a scheme for the project. The other project is Vertical Forest for Future Mars Colonization. The one of the project examples in Shanghai imagines vertical forest architecture for future Mars colonization. The main concept of this project is based on the questioning of the capability of architecture and design to reverse climate change. Vertical Forest, a project which is marries to natural and urban spheres through biodiversity and reforestation, maintains the ideology of ecocity principles and aims. It would travel via interplanetary space terminal and take root on Mars to create an atmosphere suitable for plants and human life, which is an hypothesis that will shape the beginning of the design that can bring ecosystem principles with it. The other project is a prototype Mars colony will be designed in 3D printed 3 designs, all of which will use regolith, a layer of rock and dust covering the surface of Mars as a building material, have been selected in potential construction projects with the idea of it's not enough to just travel to Mars and survive. Now we must develop a way in which we can sustainably live on Mars. And here we can see an explanation sheet about what the design is proposing and the detailed way. The other project is called Mars Colony. Some scientific evidence have revealed subsurface water ice exists in some impact crater or on Mars. By this, the project tried to debate a way to build a big space in a typical impact crater chosen by scientists. So that will support the Mars phase with water, ice water. Since the atmosphere on Mars is very thin and contains very little oxygen, they propose enclosed interior space, meanwhile allowing the natural light enters in order to create a huge space with the purpose of providing the red planet a big community. There is a need to design a huge structure system formed by interconnected domes. The structure concept is inspired by the classic pendentive and cross-arch structure for building a life support system to meet their daily lives. And lastly, I will try to say what are the ecocity principles. These are environmental pollution must be prevented, flora and fauna need to be protected, prevention of water, air, and soil pollution, water resources should be used efficiently, emission of greenhouse gases should be reduced, the use of fossil energy can be reduced, the use of renewable energy should be ensured, providing healthy and accessible food, environmentally friendly transportation, recycling. As a conclusion, architecture on Earth plays a critical role in the way we live. In space architecture, every design decision comes with great consequences to the success of a mission. Apart from space technology, before we land on Mars, we need to figure out a series of solutions and also alternatives to support human living on such extreme environment, including getting water, producing oxygen, acquiring energy, and so on. To be able to achieve a life, it should be related to sustainability and ecosystem principles. By analyzing this project that designed for Mars, it is possible to reach to a result of colonization that lives and exists for a long period of time cannot be considered without the sustainability. These projects example leads to realization of common concerns and solutions for them are related to the ecosystem principles. Even though the concept's main concerns and problems change according to their projects, the solution designers has proposed gets attached with those principles one way or another. According to researchers in Mars project designs, life on Mars cannot be taught without considering ecosystem principles. The challenging conditions on Mars can be turned in our favor by right decisions, right solutions, techniques, priorities, materials, and ideology. The sustainability of ecosystem principles on Mars is a key that will open to doors for a life on the red planet. These are the references that I use. And these are the matrix and SWOT analysis I will explain. In matrix table, I try to show the example projects and also informations about them, what the concept they have been choose and main problems or purposes, and propose solution to those problems, and also if they have a relation with ecosystem principles or not, and if there is, which kind of relation they have. And I try to explain it in a table like this in here. In SWOT analysis of Mars, I try to analyze Mars and its conditions and its features, how we can make them how they can become in our favor, and what are the threats and how can make them opportunities,